And Africa's business leaders are calling for bolder and stronger partnerships between the private sector and the governments to cushion the continent from the rising uncertainty. This comes at a time when the continent is confronting rising uncertainty triggered by the Donald Trump administration's reciprocal tariffs that are threatening economic engines such as AGOA. Now, this is some of the highlights of the first day of the 2025 Africa CEO Forum in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, where NTV's Julian Amboko is there and tells us more.
On the sidelines of the Africa CEO Forum taking place right here in Abidjan, the capital of Côte d'Ivoire. The theme of focus this year has been the quest for a new framework of partnership between the public and the private sector, a new deal as it's being touted. The genesis of this focus is the increasing appreciation that with escalating geopolitical fragmentation, with what's happening in the United States and in Europe with the slashing of funding, can Africa's private sector step up and plug in the revenue holes which are now being experienced? This was the entry focus of the conversations at the presidential panel at the Africa CEO Forum 2025.
We should have been building up the momentum in terms of what we need to do to make Africa self-dependent and resilient, and also in how Africa works with other continents and other countries.
And we're particularly pleased that our own continent as a whole, through the AU, is now a member and will be participating fully.
But even as the macro-focused conversations dominated the start of the Africa CEO Forum, there was a pivot, right, to focus on the conversation on artificial intelligence and the sort of disruption it is triggering across both public and private sector.
I believe innovation should lead regulation. Now, the experience I've had working on innovative projects have been such that there's a lot of knowledge in our people, especially the young people, in terms of their ability to develop models, to come up with solutions that can solve problems.
And that wraps it up for day one of our highlights of the deliberations at the 2025 Africa CEO Forum, happening right here in Côte d'Ivoire. Tomorrow, we focus on more nuanced topics, especially around the energy transition as well as climate change. Julian Samboko, NTV, Abidjan.